Hey everyone, welcome back to BikeBeat, your destination for in-depth reviews and honest takes on the latest motorcycles hitting the streets. Today, we're checking out a machine that's creating a lot of buzz, the 2026 TATA Classic 150. It's TATA's latest move into the two-wheeler space, and this one promises to blend nostalgia, comfort, and affordability in a package that feels both modern and timeless. So let's talk about what makes the Classic 150 stand out: its looks, performance, ride quality, features, and whether it deserves a spot in your garage. The first thing that grabs your attention about the TATA Classic 150 is its design. It's a perfect nod to retro motorcycles while still looking relevant in 2026. At a glance, you see that round LED headlamp framed in chrome, the teardrop fuel tank, and the long, cushioned seat that screams vintage commuter. But then you notice the subtle modern touches: the LED indicators, alloy wheels, and neatly integrated tail section. TATA's designers clearly went for a classic-made new approach, and they've nailed the proportions. The tank has smooth curves, the fenders have just the right amount of chrome, and the dual-tone paint schemes like the cream and green or black and maroon combos add serious charm. It's not flashy, but it's full of presence. When you get on the bike, the first impression is comfort. The seat is wide and soft, the riding position upright, and the handlebars are positioned just right for easy maneuvering. The foot pegs are slightly rear set but still relaxed, giving a natural posture that suits both short commutes and longer rides. For riders around 5 feet 5 inches to 6 feet, the Classic 150 feels perfectly balanced. You can flat foot easily at stops, and the bike never feels top heavy. The build quality is impressive too. The paint finish has a depth you don't often see in this price range, the switches feel tactile, and there's minimal visible wiring. TATA seems to have borrowed a few quality cues from its car division. Everything feels solid and well put together. Under the retro skin, the Classic 150 packs a 149.6 cubic centimeters single-cylinder, air-cooled engine that produces around 12 horsepower of power and 13 Nm of torque. It's paired with a 5-speed gearbox that shifts smoothly through the range. The power figures might not blow you away, but it's tuned beautifully for real-world usability. The engine picks up from low revs cleanly, which is great for traffic. You don't have to constantly downshift to overtake, just twist the throttle, and the torque does the work. It's refined too. Vibrations are minimal up to 80 km per hour, and even when pushed harder, the buzz is controlled. TATA's engineers have clearly focused on balance and refinement rather than chasing high-end speed. Fuel efficiency is another highlight. The Classic 150 is expected to deliver around 55 to 60 km per liter in mixed riding conditions. That makes it a strong contender for riders looking for a daily workhorse that doesn't guzzle fuel. Combined with its 13-liter fuel tank, you can expect an impressive range for those longer weekend runs. On the road, the Classic 150 feels composed and easy to ride. The suspension setup, telescopic forks up front and twin shocks at the rear, is tuned on the softer side for comfort. It absorbs bumps, potholes, and uneven roads nicely without unsettling the rider. Even with a pillion, it stays stable and doesn't bottom out easily. The handling is predictable. It's not sporty, but it's steady. It leans willingly into corners, holds a line confidently, and remains well-behaved even at higher speeds. The frame feels stiff enough to inspire confidence but still allows for some flex to handle rough city streets. Braking duties are handled by a front disc and rear drum on the base variant, with an optional rear disc on the higher trims. The front brake offers good bite, and the rear provides a progressive feel. Single-channel ABS comes standard for added safety. The tires, mounted on 18-inch alloys, are tubeless and provide adequate grip both on city tarmac and light gravel. The overall ride quality is plush, and that's exactly what you want from a bike that's meant to be your daily companion. The instrumentation is a neat blend of analog and digital. You get a large round analog speedometer that gives off strong vintage vibes, paired with a small digital display showing trip meters, a clock, and a fuel gauge. There's also an eco indicator to help you ride efficiently. The lighting setup is fully LED, from the headlamp to the tail lamp, offering great visibility and a modern touch. TATA has also added practical bits like a USB charging port near the handlebar, a sidestand engine cutoff, and a hazard light switch. These are small but thoughtful additions that make a big difference in everyday use. The Classic 150 is available in 3 variants: a base model with drum brakes and spoked wheels, a mid variant with front disc and alloys, and a top variant that adds rear disc and dual-tone paint options. Pricing starts at around 68,000 Indian rupees and goes up to 72,000 Indian rupees ex-showroom for the top version. That's excellent value considering what you get: stylish looks, comfort, efficiency, and the backing of Tata's massive service network. Now, in terms of how it feels to ride day to day, it's calm and composed. The clutch is light, the gearbox shifts smoothly, and the throttle is predictable. You can crawl through traffic in second gear without jerks, and on open stretches, it cruises happily at 70 to 80 km per hour. The exhaust note is mellow, with a low thump that fits the bike's personality. It's not loud or raspy, just refined enough to make the ride satisfying. The mirrors give a clear rear view, and visibility from the headlamp is excellent at night. When it comes to unique selling points, the Classic 150 has a few that set it apart. First, it's the design. While most 150s today lean towards sporty or aggressive styling, this one embraces the timeless, classic appeal. Second, the comfort level is a big deal. The seat cushioning, suspension tuning, and ergonomics are all aimed at long-term usability. Third, Tata's entry into this segment brings with it a reputation for solid engineering and reliable service, something new riders and budget-conscious buyers will appreciate. And lastly, the price. It offers incredible value without cutting corners on quality. Of course, there's always room for improvement. It would have been nice to see a fully digital console with Bluetooth connectivity, or perhaps an option for a single-piece handlebar with vibration damping for longer rides. The rear-view mirrors, while stylish, could offer a wider view. But these are small things in the bigger picture of what the Classic 150 is trying to do. It's not built to compete with aggressive street bikes. It's here for those who want simplicity, reliability, and a touch of old-school class. Riding the Classic 150 feels like a throwback to a time when bikes weren't overloaded with gimmicks, when it was just you, the road, and the joy of riding. Yet it doesn't feel outdated. It feels well thought out for the modern commuter who wants something stylish and dependable. Whether you're heading to work, cruising around the city, or taking a leisurely weekend ride, the Classic 150 feels right at home. So, is the 2026 TATA Classic 150 worth buying? If you're after a no-nonsense motorcycle that combines classic looks, practical performance, and great comfort, absolutely yes. It's easy to ride, easy to live with, and easy to love. It doesn't scream for attention, it earns it quietly through design, quality, and value. And at under 75,000 Indian rupees, it's one of the most honest motorcycles you can buy right now. That's all for today's review of the TATA Classic 150. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to BikeBeat, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive review. Tell us in the comments what you think of Tata's first major 150 cubic centimeters effort. Would you pick this over a Pulsar or a Unicorn? Thanks for watching, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.